Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is the final retrospective movie we are doing in the Star Wars series. This is the climax to the Skywalker saga, so all 9 episodes lead to this conclusion. We're going to talk about it because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this film. Some things I don't agree with. It's just, yeah, there's a lot. So we're going to talk about it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down in that comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And let's get into this retrospective review of The Rise of Skywalker. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is the conclusion to the Skywalker saga. Now that it is over and done, I have now watched every single one back to back. I've just binged them all. I've watched all of it, and we finally get to this one. This was a movie. I mean, we had the Divisive Last Jedi. We had that. And this was very much a reactionary to The Last Jedi. And it's unfortunate because the Skywalker saga deserved an ending that was absolutely epic, that just brought everything together and wrapped it off as a bow. I really feel like this sequel trilogy suffers so much because of no direction and no plan. And you can see it. These 3 movies in the sequel trilogy just don't work together and aren't cohesive as one story. Now, one of my big issues with The Rise of Skywalker is it is so messy. It is absolutely one of the messiest films I've ever seen in my life. This is 2 movies into one. And the problem is, the first whole half of this movie is trying to retcon everything that happened in Last Jedi. Like, yes, okay, I don't like Last Jedi. We know that from the last video. I'm not the biggest fan of Last Jedi. I think it's the worst Star Wars movie. But sometimes you just have to accept that that's what it is. And I have accepted that Last Jedi is part of the franchise. It's part of the canon. It is there. Doesn't mean you have to go and retcon it. And that's what they do. That's what they brought JJ in, and he's just, this is fan service. This movie is fan service galore. And they try to retcon all the stuff that was established in Last Jedi is completely gone. And that's where there's no cohesive storytelling between the 3. You have Force Awakens, then you have Last Jedi, which has some elements of that in it, and then starts to make its own stuff. And then you have Rise of Skywalker that goes, nah, see, remember everything in The Last Jedi? We're getting rid of all that. And we're going to start here. And we're going to tell you that that movie there, matter. We have the return of fucking Palpatine in this movie. Palpatine returns out of nowhere. I don't care what Disney say. I don't care what they say. There is no way that they can ever convince me that Palpatine was there from the first minute. The first planning stages that they had in the sequel trilogy, they were going to end it with Palpatine. There is no way. Now, you can have Palpatine return. Yes, does it undo what Anakin did in the original trilogy? Does it undo his story, bringing balance to the Force? To a degree, yes, it can. But you can do this. We know in the extended universe, Palpatine has used Force Essence and cloning and stuff like that to keep himself alive, to prolong his lifespan. We know he has been able to do that in the extended universe. So you can bring him back, but it's all about execution. You need to do it in a way that makes sense, in a way that actually works. This is just straight up out of the blue. It's out of the blue. And then they say that Palpatine was Snoke the whole entire time. I'm sitting there like, you're kidding me, right? You're actually saying this? You're making me try to believe that Snoke this whole entire time was Palpatine? Like, that makes no sense. It's just insane to me that this is what happened. So Palpatine's there meddling with clones, trying to create a body that he can go and live in. And I'm just like, what is this mess? It is all over the place. Just completely all over the place. And the execution of Palpatine returning is just not there. It is awful. It makes no sense. 0 sense. 0. So, but I must say, the opening sequence of this movie, I absolutely love. The stuff where Kylo Ren goes to Mustafar was awesome. My only criticism of that is, it's way too damn short. What do you have a whole minute and a half of Kylo Ren whooping people's asses on Mustafar to find the pathway? And then we just cut from there, and it's like he's going to Escargot, whatever it's called. Exegol. Are you serious, man? Are you serious? You have, like, oh my god. Imagine if Kylo went there at the start of this movie to find the Sith Wayfinder, goes to find that, and we see him go through Mustafar, go into Vader's castle, explore some more Sith lore, starts to understand a bit more. Imagine that. That would have been a fucking brilliant idea. But no, we're going to cut a quick minute clip of him on Mustafar, killing people and grabbing it and then flying to Exegol. Great. Absolutely great. And then we get the return of Palpatine. And now, like, it's just... Why? Why? Why do they make these decisions? This movie is probably the most frustrating movie out of them all. Because it has some decent things in it that could have been absolutely fantastic. But no, it's so badly put together and just rushed and just crammed in that you just no time to breathe on anything. Like, that Mustafar scene could have easily been 10, 15 minutes of him exploring Mustafar, exploring Vader's castle, the remnants of the old Sith there. Like, that's what the sequel trilogy is missing. The sequel trilogy is missing Sith lore. This was a beautiful chance for Ben to go on a journey and find out more about the Sith. Maybe find out an old way, meet an old Sith legend or something like that that could enhance this movie so much more. So then we have a lot of conveniences and shit happening everywhere. We conveniently find Lando on this planet that, you know, where Luke had been going to find Exegol. Like, this is what I mean, Last Jedi. So he's going to find Exegol. Does that mean he knows that Palpatine's alive? Like, this is what I mean. It's retconning all this stuff that Luke was saying before in there. But how he was out looking for Exegol, but now he was in hiding. Like, how long? So Lando's been staying on this planet for, like, what, 10, 15 years? 20 years? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And the dagger itself, they just randomly, oh, look, the dagger's right there. Okay, we pick it up. And the dagger, they just so happen to be in the right spot to see where the fucking wayfinder is. Like, come on, man. Come on. That is lazy. That is so lazy. They just... So if they weren't standing in that exact position, they would never find it. They would never, ever find where Palpatine's Death Star office, whatever you want to call it, throne room was. Like, they would never find that. Like, it's just things like, little things like that just, you're like, what, really? Like, come on. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. The Knights of Ren. This is the first time we see the Knights of Ren, and they are absolutely useless. They are useless. They do nothing. What is the point of having the Knights of Ren? Knights of Ren would have been cool if maybe they were the core antagonists, the whole entire franchise, like the whole entire sequel trilogy, have them and Kylo. You know, we never see them do anything, and Kylo whoops her ass at the end anyway. It's like, what? Like, it's missed opportunities like that that make this movie so frustrating. That is such a cool idea, these Knights of Ren. So, we don't have the Sith anymore. Okay, I can accept that. But we have the Knights of Ren. So, what are the Knights of Ren? Let us see what they are. They're the students from Luke's academy, because we know Kylo ran away with them. Are they? We don't know. We don't know anything about the Knights of Ren. We just know that they're there, they're dressed, they got some weapons, and they get their ass handed to us, and they just walk around. They do nothing. What's the point of having them in there? So that's another missed opportunity with them. As for the story, I like Kylo and Rey's relationship and arcs they go through here. It works really well for me, especially Kylo Ren. His arc coming back to the light, I really enjoyed that. And Rey's arc as well, where she's diving in and out of the dark side, like trying not to give herself completely over. And then when she finds out she's Palpatine's granddaughter. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I like that idea that the Force just created her. Well, didn't necessarily create her, but passed through her at such a high rate to level out the playing field, to bring balance. But then you're just going to be like, oh, yo, you know what we should do? We should make her a Palpatine. No, what? Like, oh my, it's so dumb. It doesn't, like, it's stupid. It doesn't work. Why they made her Palpatine, I will never ever know. We never seen him fondle with anyone or anything like that. We never saw Palpatine do that stuff. And then to say like he made a clone of himself and let it go, and then they had a baby, and boom, here we go. Palpatine's wants to get his granddaughter. It's so stupid. It's really dumb. It really is dumb. Why they went that route, I will never. I really want to sit down with them and ask them, what was the thought process of making her a Palpatine? Because the only reason I can think of it is fan service. Hey, look who this character is. You know, Rey, she's connected to this character. She's a Palpatine. We have Skywalker here and a Palpatine. How cool is that? No, it's not. I don't care. I'd rather Rey just be a nobody and just have the Force pick her to counteract Kylo Ren. I think that is so much better. So there is so many things in here that just, they're so messy. And it really hurts me because, look, you bring in Oscar fucking Isaac in. You bring Adam Driver. You bring Daisy Ridley, John Boyega. You bring them in. Talented actors and actresses. And you deliver this crap with them? I'm just scratching my head like, why? Why would you do this? Like, don't get me wrong, there are some good moments in here. Like the fight with Kylo Ren and Rey on the actual Death Star itself with the waves and everything. I really enjoyed that fight. I really did. And have Princess Leia reach out to Ben in her final hope to bring him back to the light. I like it. It worked for me. It did work. And what made it work even more is the fact that they then panned to Chewie and we see Chewie's reaction. He's now lost Han, Luke, and Leia. So he's lost everyone. He's lost his 3 best friends like that. And that was an emotional scene. But that all worked for me. That did work. There is the scene where everyone shows up. I do like that scene. And what I like about it is it is the universe, the galaxy banding together to finally crush out the Imperial regime. They're getting rid of it. They're there to fight. They're finally going to fight. And having Lando and Chewie go, I think, is a good idea. So that scene was all... I like that. The ending itself with Palpatine's death, I feel like they could have done that better. I have seen edits on YouTube and stuff like that, and I agree, they are so much better. Having all the Jedi, the Force Ghost, around with Rey would make it so much more powerful and would work way better than what they did there. And I feel like having that, or like when she's on the ground, she's trying to get up, have like Luke pick her up off the ground and then hold her up. And then you see Qui-Gon, then you see Yoda, then you see Anakin, you see all of them. And they're all there helping Rey take down Palpatine. That to me would be so much more than what we got. That there hits the emotional lever. That right there is what it should have been. That to me would have worked so much better than what we got. And then the whole Ben and Rey falling in love, the kiss and that, Ben sacrificing himself to bring her back. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. I mean, it was brewing the whole entire time. They obviously have this Force Diag, which I like that concept that it's a Force Diag. That to me worked really, really well. I'm not sure how Palpatine was able to drain their powers, because if he was able to do that, why wasn't he doing that to other people? Why wouldn't he capture Jedis and just drain their Force energy and stuff? So that was a bit weird as well. That's kind of out of nowhere. Like, oh, Palpatine can drain Force powers now. Like, I don't know why they did that either. I mean, that's what I mean. There's so many problems in this movie. Now, I know the stuff with Princess Leia is a different story because we do know the late Carrie Fisher did pass away for this film. So they kind of had to rework that around and restructure that around. So that stuff I give a pass to because that is a different circumstance. And that I can understand. And I would rather them do what they did than just kill her off screen, because I feel like if they killed her off screen it would be completely different. But look, overall, they dropped the conclusion to the Skywalker saga really badly. They dropped the sequel series horribly. There's no plan, no direction. So these 3 films really suffer from that, and you feel it as you go along. This to me is the second worst Star Wars movie. It does have some moments, but it's just a complete mess. It's just all over the place. There are just conveniences, contrivances everywhere. Everywhere. And it's just two movies put into 2.5 hours that don't work. It's too busy trying to retcon Last Jedi. This is a complete reactionary to Last Jedi. It's complete fan services. Like, look at this character. Look at here. Look what we're doing. We're bringing this person back. And now all of it, so like they're trying to make me believe that Palpatine was in hiding this whole entire time, created Snoke, did that stuff with Snoke while he was creating this insanely gigantic armada of Star Destroyers with fucking Death Star guns on it. Where the hell was he getting all the material from? Where the hell was he getting all the hands to build all that? There's like 1,000 ships there. So how the hell was he building all that with materials? With the hands? Like, it's just, it makes no sense. None of it makes any sense. And then they all of a sudden, they just have a freaking crew to fill every single ship full of stormtroopers, Sith troopers, and everything like that. Like, get out of town. Like, come on. It's just... And then General Hux is the spy. Like, that's out of the blue as well. General Hux is the spy. Right, okay. So, yeah, this one's a complete mess. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Rise of Skywalker? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down in that comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for being around for this retrospective series of Star Wars. Let me know. I'll do a community tab. Let me know what movies you want to do or what franchises you want to see a retrospective series on. I've enjoyed doing these and I'd love to do more. So let me know your thoughts. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.